Hey, welcome back to the Astrology of Things. I'm your host and certified astrologer, Sheena, and today is June 3rd, 2024, and it's 8:59 p.m. And today I wanted to talk about Mercury in Aries. So I wanted to note that this is just a general interpretation of this placement, and there are so many aspects involved with any particular placement. So we'd have to look at your own natal chart to really understand if you have this placement, how it fully works and interacts with all the other elements in your chart. So we'd have to look at the aspects Mercury makes to other planets in your chart, and looking at your progressed planets and where Mercury has progressed in your chart. And there are just so many tons of aspects that you'd have to consider. So again, this is just a general reading. All right, so when Mercury is placed in Aries, Mercury takes on the qualities and characteristics of Aries. So in traditional astrology, Mars is the ruler of Aries, but in my personal practice, I attribute Pluto as the ruler of Aries. Now, this attribution is not something that is commonly taught in general astrology. So I just want to make a note of that, and just so that you aren't confused with why I'm talking about Pluto relating to Aries. All right, so in my personal practice, Pluto is the ruler of Aries and therefore is controlling how Mercury acts and behaves, since Mercury is sitting in Aries. So individuals with this placement have thought processes and communication styles that are innovative, raw, pure, genius, and pioneering. And at the same time, thought processes and communication styles that are deep, profound, and powerful, as well as thought processes and communication styles or communications in general that lean toward control, subliminal messaging, occult, hidden occult or hidden secret information, and or communications or thoughts that might be on the darker side. Their communications and thought processes are representative of the personal power and dominance that they possess. So they may come off as intimidating in what they communicate and how they communicate with you. Now, the level of intimidation really just depends on their personal natal placements and how Mercury interacts in their personal chart. These individuals are impulsive in their thoughts and communications, and they can even come off as impatient. And they are impatient in the fact that they don't have the patience to wait for you to understand or grasp the things that they are saying or trying to communicate. Their thoughts can be so profound that it's just impossible for their thoughts and ideas to be understood, because they are approaching things from such an innovative perspective. So oftentimes the things that they say and talk about can go over people's heads, and people just don't get what they're saying. These individuals tend to disagree with other people's perspectives and vantage points as well. They tend to believe that their thoughts, skills, and communications are paramount to all others. And in that way, they do not mind staying to themselves and separating themselves from the crowd to simply be able to think through their own thoughts without any interventions or interference from others. They're independent thinkers. They do not like to go with the collective thoughts and are strongly against the hive mind. They instead are leading the collective with their own thoughts, communications, and information, and even in the skill set that they possess. Another thing about these individuals is that they speak the truth. And the truth can sometimes be given in a blunt and rash manner. So if they have something to say, they will say it without holding their tongue, unless they have other placements that tames this side of them. So they can sometimes come off as rude or inconsiderate in the things that they say. But, naturally, it's just they're not great at sugarcoating things, and they want to get straight to the point. There is power in their communication style as well. So the language they use may be more on the stronger side, as they may use more powerful and aggressive words. But you may also find these people saying new words, or they may make up their own catchphrases that other people tend to pick up and carry from them. These individuals are also not long-winded people. So again, they like to be short and to the point in their communications, but they will talk longer if they're talking about something that is very deep and profound. I know a few people who have Mercury in Aries, and I really enjoy talking on the phone with them because they are really short and to the point. These individuals also tend to have a one-of-a-kind skill set that holds a lot of power, and this skill set that they have is quite hard to teach, and or is a skill that is hard to learn. One that requires an acute skill set or specialized exclusive training. Or their skill set can be very, like I said, one of a kind. So they can be people who, they're the only person who knows how to do this one particular skill. And again, like Aries is the first zodiac sign, and it represents, the first and the only. They are the source of information, and they have the choice to share this with others if they prefer. They're also naturally interested in learning subjects and collecting information that deal with the mind, such as neuroscience and or things that are occult and hidden knowledge, things that deal with the unseen realms and things that are microscopic in nature. All right, so that's all I have for my interpretation of this placement. So I hope this gives you a new perspective. Until next time.